Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us on 10 Minute Tuesday. This is Sekou Tyler, and I have my guest, Brittany City, uh, the but the coldest data scientist, data analyst in the city of Nashville, and blossoming and growing and just doing great things. So, Brittany, thank you so much for joining.
Thanks for having me. This is so cool.
Cool, awesome. So let's go ahead and get into it. 10 Minute Tuesdays. That was my quick introduction, but Brittany, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm a Nashville native, data nerd. I'm currently at Live Nation Entertainment in the realm of cyber risk, which is a little different. And I'm completing my master's in data science at Meharry School of Computational Sciences.
Awesome, awesome. So, working full time, got a master's, so full out grind. But to have that dedication, there was a point where you want to get into data. So, tell us what made you even want to get into the data to begin with.
Yeah, so I actually, in a past life, was a scientist, and I was a biology med major, wanted to be a doctor, all those types of things. And so I was working at Vanderbilt for like 5 years in genetics research, and I wasn't making any money, and got to a point where I realized like medical school is not really happening for me, and I got to make something else shake. I worked alongside so many statisticians and like bioinformaticians, data scientists a little bit, but they didn't really use that terminology. But I would go to tons of conferences and read papers where people were applying data analysis and data science to answer complex genetics and medicine problems. So, like the All of Us research program. And I just really liked it. And they had the Teslas like right when they came out. So I knew it was a good career field to get into. And so I would just search people's LinkedIn and Google people that I would send emails to, and just started working that way. And I started realizing, okay, this is something I might want to do, and would just do tons of research on what education was needed.
Wow, that's awesome. So, really just seeing it and like, hey, this wasn't for me, and then seeing what was out there, and like, I'm going to go head first into this thing. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So, understanding the journey, right? You're a data scientist now, getting your master's and stuff, but I'm sure there are some roles that you had beforehand. So, tell us what has been your least favorite job to date?
Oh, so what had came to mind with my least favorite role? I do see them all as being like stepping stones, but I worked contract at HP recently, and the motivation behind working contract was honestly even to just work remotely. Like where I was, they were talking about going in the office, and I'm like, no, I need to be remote. And so I took a role at HP contract, and the majority of my team was like in Asia and North Africa. And I didn't realize how much like my personality type, I do actually like to collaborate with my coworkers. I don't mind working individually, but I need to have some kind of connection to the people that I'm working with. And so I just had a really hard time collaborating with the time difference. And also the role was like 100% Power BI. Like that's all I did was dashboards. And that is just not for me. Like to do that only dashboards. So yeah, that was probably my least favorite role.
Yeah, yeah, they can't put you in one thing, right? Multi-talented, skill set. I got
Yes,
to be able to flex my muscle.
yes.
Got you. Okay. So, understanding that, that's your least favorite job, but then there's probably other stuff that you've done. What do you think has been your biggest failure in your career? Failure being quotation marks, and what did you learn from that experience?
Yeah, I think that's such a good question because it's like I'm such a person that just moves on to the next and don't spend a lot of time really sitting and thinking about the past. But I feel that kind of the not being a doctor and not going down that path was kind of a failure in a sense. Like I spent a lot of money undergrad and I feel like I'm not using that degree at all. And a lot of just my goals, my initial goals were so much around being a doctor. And I have a lot of classmates and even my boyfriend, he's graduating from dental school this May. And a lot of people that actually went down that path and succeeded. But I think that what I just learned about it was that I can pivot. Like you can pivot. There's something out there that you can do, and to just really trust God's plan. Like I feel like every step I've kind of just been winging it and kind of figuring out as I go. And even like when I was applying for the data science boot camp at Nashville Software School, it was like a week before the deadline. I just found it online and was like, okay, let me just do it. Like it's just really been a lot of winging it and it's been working. So just really learning that you can pivot and just really kind of use your resources. Look online. I'm all about Googling.
Yeah. Got to use your resources, got to use what's in front of you. And it's crazy that you say, God has a plan for us, but while we're in it, it like doesn't feel good. It's like, man, I know I want to do this, but he'll pull us in the direction that he wants us to go.
Yes, I mean, I tried so many things when it came to the doctor path because they have like post-bac programs. They have, I mean, I was taking courses at Nashville State for like anatomy and physiology, retaking classes to boost my GPA, tons of things. So yeah, definitely just you can find yourself just keep pushing for one direction when you can pivot and kind of look at what else is out there.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So, what's one lesson you think, from all your jobs, all your opportunities that you had, that you've learned that you think everybody should learn at some point in their career?
Yeah, I think for me, being proactive. So, a lot of times when you work those more administrative roles or entry level roles, where the work is given to us. And for us to really like excel and move up to senior level and do different things, it's all about really being proactive, about getting the work done, coming up with solutions, new ideas, learning new technologies. A lot of times when I would first start, I'm like, this is not in my job description. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing, but a lot of times when you really open yourself up to new things, you can meet people, you can learn different tools that can help you with the next job. So definitely being proactive and being open.
Awesome. And that's definitely huge, being proactive, thinking ahead, and, don't let someone tell you what you need to do. Like, think about it and have a plan for yourself. It's
Yeah.
definitely huge. All right. So understand that being a proactive piece, but then, some people could be watching this, or some people like yourself are Googling, or other people are like, I don't know where to start. So what's one piece of advice that you give someone who's just starting out in their career?
Yeah, I think a lot of people that message me and are interested in getting in data or in tech, they're really wrapped around going to boot camps or getting certs or doing a master's. Don't worry too much about where you're getting the information. Just get the information. So even if you just Google and see, okay, what are the top skills? I just did a full thing on Chat GPT. You can use that to like see what are the key skills for being a data analyst or create a 30-day learning plan to learn data analytics. Use tools like that and just see what are the skills that you need to learn, and then watch YouTube videos, find books at the library. Don't get too just hung up on what course to take to get the skills.
Love that. I love that. I feel like I've definitely seen that. People get so caught up in like the swim lane, or I have to
Yeah.
do this in order to get there, versus being like, there's so many resources out there. There's so many different ways to where you can gather that information. Um, and
Absolutely.
then once
Because
you
it's
gather
gonna
it,
be Yeah, because it's gonna be how you apply it.
yeah,
It's really gonna be how you get the job. So you could be wasting time trying to figure out how you're gonna get it when you can really use that to apply in it and building a
yeah.
portfolio or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a soft skill that makes the greats in the industry great, right? Here's all this
Yes.
information, but then how do I apply it? Was relevant to what I'm working on at that time. And I
Yes.
think I think that's a skill that people don't talk about out loud.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Nope.
cool.
I
Also, cool. All right, so tell me about the most influential people in your life and how they made an impact on you.
feel like I guess it's really like the women and family members around me. When I think about like my grandma and my mom, they've always been very hungry for information. Like my grandma lived in public housing, did not have pass. I think she actually might have started college but didn't finish, but she was just always somebody that was just looking for information, always. And my mom is the same way. Like now she watches so many YouTubes about money, about the economy, and she just never is not learning something, and I just really love that about them. I think also just caring for people. My dad is a pastor and my family just has a church, so just they influence me about really caring for people and seeing the different kind of social issues we have around us. Even with helping people with their careers and me helping people transition to tech, it's really helped me see what kind of barriers people have that we take for granted a lot of times, even when I say Googling, you know, I say Google it, but some people don't have internet or don't have computers. So just really being mindful of different barriers that people face. So those are the people that influence me. Yeah.
That's awesome. Awesome. A great circle. I love where you're saying like just want information. Like I gotta have more information, gotta capture, gotta get it. I love it. And I think that's a mentality that, you know, you can develop, but then you're also born with it as well. Like
Yes.
just thirsty for knowledge. Like I just need it.
Yes.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, Brittany, this was great. Go ahead and tell us, where can listeners find you at online?
Yeah. So I'm on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter with my name, Brittany City.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining. This was great. Easily one of
Thank
my favorite
you.
episodes. Keep crushing it. Keep killing it. I've loved seeing your rise to, you know, what you're doing, all the things that you're, you know, doing around in the city. And best of luck with your masters. And keep doing great stuff. So awesome. And then thank you so much for watching 10 Minute Tuesdays. If you haven't, please like, share, subscribe, and we will talk to you all next week. Y'all have a great day.